folks, and welcome to my February book reading wrap-up, where I'll show you all the books I read in February. So I've read 4 books. One of them was really long. I just finished it, but I'm very happy with it. Right, let's start. So the first book I finished in February was Start With Why by Simon Sinek. However you pronounce the surname. This is one I started a long time ago. I think this was in 2022, maybe? And then I misplaced and didn't get back to. So this is a kind of, I guess, like a TED Talk session, it says here. In book form about how companies, it's important that they always focus on why they do what they do, basically. This was interesting, I guess, to read about it, but it was really fucking repetitive. Like, I feel like this book is about 200 something pages, or let's see, is it 200? Yeah, 200, like 20 something pages. I think this could have been 50 or something like that, and it would have been enough. Because it felt like he just kept repeating the same point over and over, just in different ways of start with why. Not to mention all the Apple ass kissing in between as well. I was like, okay, dude, I get it. You think Apple's brilliant. That's just, yeah, I think this could have been a short little book, and that would have been enough. It didn't need so many pages. Granted, I know fuck all about business. But still, it's like, okay, I get it. It's an important thing. To be fair, though, I couldn't... I personally said, don't you think it's important, to know a company's why? And personally, as I read it, I thought, I don't really care why the company does what it does, as long as it makes good products. That's all I really care about, personally. And I never thought of why a company does what it does. I don't know, maybe it is something that's important to people, but as I read it, all I could think is, yeah, I don't really care, like, where my computer's from, as long as it's a functional computer, or like when I buy headphones or something. I don't really go into the company to see, like, okay, why do they make headphones? But I don't know, maybe it really is something that's important to people. I just found it, like, I thought about it as I read, and I'm like, I never cared. Oh, sorry, it's my phone. I never cared why a company does what it does. Never really cared about the why, but he showed all these examples on how... I know, it felt more like a company should stick to what it's best at. Like he said, they forgot their why, and maybe it's more like... The company should, stick to what it does and, keep the same, like, market to the clientele they're always targeting. And not, try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. Again, at least that's what it felt to me, and again, I know fuck all about business. But, yeah, this could have been shorter, way shorter. I think it would have got the point across. Maybe he has a TED Talk about this, and if he does, I recommend you go with that instead of reading the book. And I love how it's a global bestseller. Yeah, but as I grew into a teen, I started noticing these stickers on a lot of books. So are they all bestsellers, or just sticking on there? I just thought that funny. But yeah. I suppose it had an interesting idea to read about, but it could have been shorter. Okay, next. Go into the library. I'm not keeping that. Next, I read The Body Snatchers by Jack Finney. This is a sci-fi. There are 2 movies. I know, 2 movies about this one. And I don't know if this is like the new title or... I know it was called The Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Or maybe that's for the movie. Never mind. But yeah, this is a sci-fi. You gotta. I made a video about this one, but it's a small town somewhere, and aliens are invading it. And at first, this doctor by the name of Miles gets, a woman he knew from high school comes to him and tells him, my cousin feel like her father's not her father, it's someone else. And thus it begins. It kind of reminded me of, not Brave New World, War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. And it's a common man. It's not like the modern sci-fi where you got the army, the agents fighting the aliens with the weapons. It was more the common man trying to figure out what to do and how can he even hope to fight against aliens. So yeah, it was great. I really love this one. I'm going to keep it because I'll definitely reread it. It's another one I started a long time ago, found it again, and thought I need to finish reading it. Also, I really love this cover. It's very cool. All the creepy faces. Alright. Then I finally finished reading A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is the first book in the All Souls series. This one's like the one I started many years ago in 2017. I started this one. So yeah, I found it and I picked it up back again. I was like, why did they even put it down? It's fucking awesome. But yeah, I loved it. So it's not like the name Discovery of Witches. It's about a witch named Diana who meets a vampire called Matthew. Well, obviously I'm not gonna explain it as well. But it's about this the whole inner world where the main creatures are witches, witches, demons, and vampires. There's a lot of awesome stuff in this. It's a fucking great series. I'm definitely keeping this copy because this is hard to come by now. So that one's Sting. So that was an amazing book. Also have a thoughts video. That'll come out at some point. Okay, and then the last book I finished reading in February was this one. Sidney Sheldon, The Naked Face. This is the Hebrew translation of it. It's the old translation too, because this is from the 80s. This came out 2 years after the book came out. For some reason in Hebrew they called it A Face Without a Mask. And I thought, why didn't you just call it the Panima Umot? But I think it's maybe meant to, not symbolize, but to explain the title. Because it gets relevant as you read further. Look at this hideous, this hideous cover. My God. This also has fuck all to do with the book. After I read it, I was like, okay, why do we have these two weird mannequin-looking women? I don't know. Horrible. Horrible. The cover, I mean. The story itself was quite good, actually. I really enjoyed it. It's a thriller, so that's even interesting that it, but it's also a pretty short thriller. It's like 250 pages. So that's pretty short. But yeah, I ended up really enjoying it. Perhaps I might pick up something else by Sidney Sheldon in the future, maybe. But I didn't really enjoy this one, surprisingly. But the translation wasn't great in some places. Not that, it's just, like, they used to write things differently back then, because this is from the 80s. So yeah, I'm gonna donate it to the library. The funny thing is, though, it came from our library. Someone bought it and just later maybe never finished reading it and left it out in the street. So yeah. I saw the English covers for this one. They're a lot better. Way better looking. Oh, and there's a photo of Mr. Sheldon over there. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've read. Quite happy I finished 3 books that I was stuck on for a long time. So I'm very pleased with that. That is it. Yeah, that's what I read in February. Let me know what you've read in February, or if you read any of these. And if so, what'd you think about them? And that is it. Remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!